So I'm going to show you how to use the online workbook that we will use for practice as part of our activities for German 1 this year. When you click into Blink Learning, you will see a message from me. And when you click into the Go to Homework, it will bring you to the assigned slides for that practice in the unit. Usually we will be doing the regular workbook pages together in class before you do the online practice. So you will have already figured out most of the answers for the online practice before you come here to do it. Also, in the beginning of the year, we will do the online practice in class to make sure you understand how it works. But I wanted to make you a screencast so that if you forget how it works when you're working at home, you can refer back to this video. So when you click in, you will see at the bottom are the dots representing how many slides there are for this assignment. And again, this matches very closely what you already have in your print copy of the workbook that we will have done together in class. So you can refer to that when you're doing these activities. So this is your first slide, and it tells you, auf der Karte siehst du die 3 Dachländer, wie heißen sie, und notiere. By the time you do this assignment, we will have gone over this lesson in class, and if you ever need to refer back to figure out what the directions mean, because yes, they will be in German, I will show you a website where you can use as an online dictionary. That website is leo.org. It is a dictionary, not an online translator. Translators are not always accurate. Sometimes they actually are wrong. So the best place to go for a dictionary is to leo.org. And when you click on the Leo with the British flag, it will take you to where you could put in whatever word you're unfamiliar with. And when you click search, it will pull up what it is in English. So leo.org is the website you want when you need a dictionary. Back to the workbook. So here it's asking you to take what's up here and name the country. So number 1 obviously is Germany. And we have learned that Germany in German is Deutschland. So you'll simply type in your answer. When you've completed the activity, you'll click Validate. You will see things light up in green if they're correct, and red if they're incorrect or if you left them blank. Before you submit your work to me, because yes, I will be grading these assignments, you have 3 attempts before you submit it to me. So if you get some wrong, you can always go up here, click the Repeat Activity button. It will clear what you had in there and give you another attempt. So you can do each activity up to 3 times before you turn it in to me. Another example of a type of slide you will see is Was ist das, wer ist das, ergänze. Ergänze, if you looked up in Leo, you would see that it means to complete. So you're filling in the sentence. In this lesson, we will have learned things about Germany and Switzerland and Austria, the German-speaking countries. So by this point, you will know that this is the Matterhorn, and you will type the complete sentence. Notice there is a period at the end already. If you type a period in here, it's going to tell you that it's wrong. So when there's a period at the end of the sentence, make sure you don't also type one here. Another type of activity you will see is Was ist das, asking you again to identify what the things are. And again, you need to fill in a complete sentence. So you here, for instance, have a car, and you'll know by the time we see this picture that it's a BMW Z4. So your complete sentence would be, Das ist der BMW Z4. And again, if I put a period in there, it's going to tell me it's wrong because there was already a period. So just be aware that if you put a period where there was one already, it'll say it's wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that sentence except that there's a period where you don't need one. So just make sure you're aware of that as you're working through these. Another type of activity, was ist wo? Suche in der Dachländerkarte, du kannst sie mit der Lupe vergrößern. Lupe, we will learn, is a magnifying glass. So if you need this to be bigger, you can click on that and the map gets bigger so you can see it more easily. By hitting the escape button, it goes back to smaller where you can see the questions. So it's asking you again is to fill in which country that city is in. So on the map, if you find Berlin, you can see it's in Germany. So Berlin ist in Deutschland. And up here, you have the phrases. You're either filling in Deutschland, in Österreich, or in der Schweiz. To advance from one slide to the next, you can either click on the bottom dot or click on the arrow to advance or go back to the previous slide. Pretty simple to navigate. Wer und was ist aus? Here you're saying where these things are from. So Roger Federer ist aus der. We're going to learn that he's from Switzerland. So again, you would know this because of the lesson we will have done in class before you do this activity. And again, they're showing up red because I left them blank. I could recycle the activity and it would reset. Notice if I hit that button, it reset everything, all 5 slides. So as you're working through these, if you decide that you don't like the score you got because you had some wrong, you may make a note on paper of what you had wrong, because when you reset one slide, it will reset all the slides for this assignment. And your assignments will vary. Sometimes you'll have 1 slide, 2 slides, 5 slides, 10 slides. It depends on what we've done in class, but they will always correspond to the paper activity that we will have done together in class before you attempt this activity. In this one, there's a listening activity. It says Länder-Personen-Quiz. 3 Informationen sind falsch. Hör zu und korrigiere. Schreibe alle Sätze. So you're listening for what is wrong or false, and you're correcting the sentences. When you play, you click the little music notes, it's going to play. You cannot stop it or pause it. It plays straight through the whole track. So you probably will need to listen more than one time because it goes by pretty quickly and you need to type entire sentences in this activity. So if it's wrong, you're going to fix what's wrong and type it correctly in the sentence. If it's a true statement, you'll just be typing exactly what's already there.
Kapitel 1. Was weißt du über Daten? 5. Länder. 3 Informationen sind falsch. Dazu Dialog 1. Welches Satz? Das ist ein Dialog 2. Dialog 3. In Deutschland. Dialog 4. Geht das? Dialog 5. Wer ist das? Das ist ein Hotel aus Deutschland.
I will be showing you in class how to use the keyboard to get the German letters. Is in this one you need an umlaut O for Österreich. And again, if I put periods after these, it's going to say it's wrong. In this case, though, number 2 was a true statement. So I retyped exactly what was there because it was already a true statement. But you could replay this track as often as you need to before you click validate, so you can listen and have them correct before you submit it. So in this activity, this was the end of the 5 slides that were assigned, and it tells me I've completed it. It also will show how long you spent and the score you received at the end of the activity. On my end, from the teacher end, I can go in and see your score, and you will be earning points for the slides you do in the online workbook. So this is meant to be a reference for you if you ever need to come back and refer to this when you're working on homework at home and you forget how to navigate through the online workbook. Have fun, and if you have further questions, just ask me in class.